But you started with a little bit of fake news because you said, will Grant Fisher get the American record? When I got up this morning and dropped the kid off at school and saw a text from you, John, saying that Grant Fisher was running in Liévin, I was thrilled because I was like, is Bowerman Track Club, like, have they been shut down? Like, are they going to race? I haven't heard what they're doing. We kind of now know what they're doing in the next week or two. And American record, that's going to be a disappointment if that's all he does. Like, I'm fully expecting Grant Fisher to break the world record in this race.
Whoa.
Indoor world record. Now, if he goes over the absolute, so the indoor world record for the 3000 is 7:24.90, Daniel Komen. When you mention Daniel Komen 3000, people often think of his 7:20 outdoor record, which is viewed as one of the greatest records in the books. But, admittedly, last week I did say that Grant Holloway would break the hurdles record at New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. That didn't happen. But this one I'm feeling pretty good about because BTC, they don't do things half-assed. They don't have a race unless they're ready to go. Why would he be going to Europe unless he was running to run super fast? And if Yared Nuguse, admittedly my boy, can run 7:28.24, don't you think that Grant Fisher is 3.26 seconds better than him?
I'm not certain he is because 7:28 is very fast, but I've also learned to trust Rojo record predictions. Robert very confidently said Grant Fisher would break the American record for 3000 in Monaco last summer. I doubted him and I was proven wrong. Grant did that. And I do think your logic here is sound, Robert. There is a very big 3000 meters in the United States on Saturday at the Millrose Games. Coupeteer, who is a member of Bowerman Track Club with Grant Fisher, is running that race, as are a number of other pros. And yet they are eschewing that to send him to Liévin, which is a famously fast track. The 2 of the 3 fastest times ever run in the indoor 3000 came on that track in 2021. I kind of get it. Like, why would you send him out there if it wasn't to attack an incredibly fast time? And Millrose probably is, I don't even know if Millrose would go 7:28. It'll probably be slower than that. But I kind of get the logic. And one other thing I'll point out, Berihu Aragawi, who last year took a run at the indoor world record in the 3K, he ran 7:26 in Karlsruhe. He also ran 7:26 at Millrose. He beat Grant Fisher in that race. But if you're thinking maybe Grant Fisher's a little fitter than he was last year outdoors, I mean, who knows who he's going to run against Liévin? I could see it. I don't think it's totally out of the picture. I don't think it's going to be a disappointment if he runs like 7:26 or 7:27 and misses the world record, but I think that is a possibility.
Okay, this is crazy because Let'sRun.com has been around, check the calendar here, 23 years. I'm not sure. I'm sure that it's happened, but is there ever been discussion of American distance runners and world record in the same conversation since then? I feel like maybe I can think of a thing, Mo. We've had that conversation. But it's just a great thing to worry about. I mean, one thing I noticed, Mr. Woody Kincaid, who is slated to run Millrose, I think, still this weekend. He's not at the pre-race press conference. He was only 2 seconds off the world record for the indoor 5K, John. I mean, if you're going to come that close, you might as well go 2 seconds faster and get the damn world record. I didn't realize Yared Nuguse, just 4 seconds off. I mean, when you're getting that close to a record in a sort of longer distance race, maybe 4 seconds, 2 seconds, easier said than done, but good problem to worry about.
Well, I'm upset, though. The one thing I'm annoyed about is that I'm going to be on a plane to Australia, I think, while this race is happening, because the race is on the 15th, and I arrive in Australia the morning of the 16th. I leave Boston on the 14th, so I basically lose the whole of the 15th to travel. So if there is a world record, you guys are going to have to be on your own covering this.
Wait, maybe I should fly to Paris. This is what I need. My wife actually, how far is this from Paris? I think my wife may be in Paris at this time. Maybe I should send her as a correspondent.
No, I will say that it is kind of a bummer that we don't get to see Grant Fisher against Woody Kincaid at Millrose. I don't think they're enemies or anything. We had Woody on the podcast. He said he's still on pretty good terms with the members of the Bowerman Track Club, but that would be kind of fun to see, given Woody is least temporarily left the group. See him take on Coupeteer and Grant Fisher in a 3K at Millrose.
A few things here, guys. Weldon asked, since Let's Run founded, have we ever had an American discussion of an American in a world record? How quickly he forgets. When Let's Run was founded, the marathon world record, well, I guess he was Moroccan at the time, Khalid Khannouchi, but he set it as an American in 2002. He lowered his own world record from 205.42 to 205.38. But look, I'm not saying if he gets it that it's some end-all and be-all. This record has stood since 1998. It's older than Let's Run. But the guy that almost got it in 2001, getting it Wally, is a lot like Grant Fisher.
2021.
Yes. What do Getting It, Wally, and Grant Fisher have in common?
Neither of them have a global medal.
They're both extremely fast. And they both never medaled. You're correct, John. Wally, 22 years of age. He's run 7:24 indoors, 0.98. Just 0.08 of a second off the world record. He's run 12:53 outdoors. Not only that, he's a steeplechaser. So you'd think with that he would be winning gold medals in the steeplechase. Everyone who says that the steeplechase is for has-beens who can't do it in other events, this guy's pretty good at the other events, and he still can't medal in the steeple. 4th in 2021, 4th in 2022, 4th in 2019. So, Mr. Wally, if you're listening to the podcast, or if one of your friends is listening to it and translating it to you in Amharic or whatever you speak, I will coach you to a medal. I promise you, I will pay you $50,000 if you agree to be coached by John Kellogg and myself, and you do not medal before the 2027 Worlds. I mean, after the 27 Worlds. So we get 4 cracks at it.
Well, then what do you think the odds are that any professional runner ever decides to take Robert up on his coaching offer?
The odds of any pro taking him up on the offer are 0 unless he actually reaches out to a pro, presents some credentials, says, here's what I've done, here's some case studies.